Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Sparkle On with John. I'm Jonathan, and you are you, and hopefully you find comfort and inspiration and enjoy hearing my poetry throughout the years. First off, I want to just say thank you to my husband. He put up this beautiful backdrop for me for us to share. So, I figured I would wear this bright shirt and then have the backdrop, the Om, the almighty Om. So I'm very grateful that my mom held my poetry together, and I started writing my poetry book, compiling it at 21 years old. I'm 36 now, and it's time to let this egg hatch. But in the meantime, in the nice time, in the passage, let this be a passage, once again, the intention is to bring peace and understanding and self-expression and most of all, peace. Okay. This book is my first official poetry collection. This continuing from the other, from video 1. This is video 2. I'm very excited about my book. I hope it helps you as much as it helped me while writing my poetry. Thank you for your inspiration. If you look around you, inspiration is everywhere. My inspiration is the Creator, the giver of all life, God. I have deep love for humanity. My mother, Faye, and my father, Joe, have both loved me to the best of their capabilities. My twin brother, we came into this world together, Paul. I know there is definitely a very strong connection in this world. To my brother, David, and Noah, his son, you are the guiding rays of light in my life. I thank you deeply for your guidance and support. To my brother Mike, you teach me things about this world and business. I admire your likable qualities. You have always been a role model. My poetry stems from the deepness of my soul's purpose. I would like to thank my teachers and friends, my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Tuttle, Sheila Garrett, Michelle Boslin and family, and the meeting school. I also dedicate this book to my best friends Marcia Daly, Michelle DeMokel, Mihaela Ledvin, my Cosmic sisters. Jonathan Boynton, you are a great friend, and I thank you for your advice and continuing to be a great friend. John and Stu, you guys are wonderful, not to mention brothers. I hope to still keep in touch. You are extraordinary. I thank you for having continued interest. Together we will make this world a better place for generations to come. I wrote, laugh, live, cry, meditate. Always give thanks to our beautiful Creator. These poems are a diverse collection. I wrote these poems at different ages. The poems in my book are all expressions of my inner world and strong views on our world today. I write whatsoever is on my intuitive, creative blue mind, I also wrote, I'm 21 years old and currently a student at Landmark College in southern Vermont. The college is a school for people with learning differences. Ever since I was in 1st grade, I was told I was learning disabled. Okay. Here's the first one. This one's called My Parents' Divorce. You broke the shell, you cracked it open, you pulled it apart, I didn't know where to start. Tears of confusion falling, dripping down my face like a candle burning. Wax is melting. Drip drop goes my tears down my sorrow-filled, expressionless face, feeling this knot of confusion in my head, wishing it would all just wash away, like the peaceful, spiritual-based, rough at times sea, filled with anguish and triumphant memories of ours, sharing this moment of blissful, joyful stories of ours, past, present, and future. Humming, searching out of curiosity, running, reaching for these streams of happiness, jewels of love, and spiritual harmony sweeping through my motionless, stable body. Stable, jolly body that belongs to Him, with the capital H, our spiritual, godly figure. Looking, wandering, wondering what these higher planes look like, floating on a misty, white, flaky bed of snow, in a laying down position. Staring into the pale blue sky, wondering what is really out there. This poem I wrote either when I was 16 or in my early 20s. But writing has always helped me, and, encouraging you, if you want to just begin writing, it's kind of like, just put the pen on paper and don't really think too much about it. Just let it flow. Let it flow. Honestly, the time looking back, I didn't know. I didn't know how to express myself verbally to others. I mean, I kind of did, but I was mostly, my throat chakra was kind of closed, and so I turned to writing. My mom came home with a computer one day, and I just started writing poetry, and that's how this started when I was 16. I started writing poetry when I was 11. This one's called Torn. Torn between black and white. And then this just doesn't have to do with anything racial. This is just how, these are words. And if you interpret them the way you want, so be it. Torn between black and white. Torn between day and night. Torn between darkness and light. Torn between peace and fight. Torn between blindness and sight. Torn between what's wrong and what's right. That was a little tiny one. This one is untitled. It has no name, no identity, just a soul who is searching to discover itself. In all this corruption, what a corrupted society. I wrote, you can write, you can sit, you can start writing what's inside of you. You can write. Sometimes writing is not easy. It can be sad, emotional, angry, confusing, frustrating. If we could just connect and be interconnected to share these feelings, these thoughts which we own, which we think own us. Inside, there lays a connection that can not be described in these words. With this expression underneath the sun, within they know, they sing. They try to teach us to be happy and still lead a good life. They learn to survive too. We are in a process called We Are Writing Our Lives, and trying to get published and to be known and to be shown the way to be one. The leaves are the colors of fiery fire. Fury fire. The soulful sun is shining with a smile and trying to make us smile. Still we are unhappy campers that want to be pampered. Nothing wrong with being pampered. That's what my feelings and thoughts about it at the time. That would be nice, but what kind of life would that be? Not a very meaningful one. I was just kind of like, you know. If you hear cats, they're male cats, you know, getting assimilated to each other. Psst. Be nice now. Psst. Be nice. We can go walking in the park and write beautiful, simple, expressive manifestations. We can. They always have to flake out and fake out. That's not what I'm about. I try to smile at you. You don't accept it. These are just how I was feeling at the time. I try to reach out while going a different route. And then here's a different poem. Walking down the street, moving to the beat in my heart. I think I read this one. I'm going to read it anyway. Maybe you haven't watched my first I'm reading my poetry. So I'm going to read this anyway. Walking down the street, moving to the beat in my heart, distancing myself from society. It's interesting. We're social distancing. And, years ago I wrote this. Because I'm the type of person who is very introverted. I guess I move in and out of being introverted, extroverted. It's almost like I challenge myself to be extroverted. But I'm mainly introverted. But, balance. Walking down the street, moving to the beat in my heart. Distancing myself from society. It doesn't matter, I still want to sing what's within. My eyes are ancient, I know. Sometimes I forget to go with the flow. The tears have been waiting patiently to come out for years. I withhold my emotions, feeling securely tight. It hurts, I become numb. I am on the outside looking in. I feel tired yet restless every night. They cannot take away our human rights to be who we are. Only we know within our rights. Okay. Here's more. My life is for rent. I rented this body, this mind, this house, that my soul is within. That is not mine, it belongs to the divine. Just a forewarning, this next poem is, I, like many others, I wasn't very compassionate to myself, and I'm still learning to be compassionate to myself, and as we all are, hopefully. And so these are just metaphors, but also actually thoughts, but I don't condone any self-harm, or I am an advocate for self-love, and just wanted to preface with that. I have thought about using razor blades, to use them as shades to cover the pain. Deep down inside I hide because I don't like applause. It's too shaky, and then I feel too flaky for you. I see that you are true. You don't have to be afraid to lift up the shade. To be you, what's beneath you. Show them you are true. Stand your ground when negative forces are around. Listen to the sound of the earth. Feel it, praise it, hold it close to your heart. Close your eyes. Closing these eyes to try to see the center of this luminous being called Earth. Women give birth to earth-born angels. They are high beings. They can give readings to those who are in need of this godly seed that can feed our soul's need for spiritual speed to quicken the process of transitional plane, universally grown in masses, giving us free passes to the other side's foresight. At night, spirits move around on this cold, covered with leaves ground. I walk through trees. Maybe I will run to feel the air on delicate, sensitive, vibrating skin. Faces expressionless, for reasons beyond words. Listen, wait your turn. Let it burn inside you, the tamed flame that makes you sane on this earth plane. Feel the amazing rain on the crown of your head, coming down on your fingertips. Watch them drop on rose hips. The mind does play tricks on your desolate frustration and distance, passes and goes further away, and all that surrounds you is sadness of curiosity. That's just how I was feeling emotionally. Maybe, maybe you're feeling like this, but know that, we're not the only ones. This title is A Day at the Ocean. Because I'm thinking about this. I remember when I first wrote this poem, and it was in my book that I was given to when I was about 17, 18 at the meeting school, by Jacqueline Stillwell, and it's interesting when you look at your work and you look at your body of work and you reflect and you take them out and you share, and this is what I'm doing, my intention to share, and so they don't collect dust, and so when we share, we're honoring ourselves, and so I choose to honor me, and I choose to honor you through sharing this. Through the vines I will find my mind, but in the meantime, will you be mine? I'm dressed in vines, my body the color green, people looking at me, seaweed, green floating in, aquamarine, green water, sitting on stones smooth from the earth and thinking about what people, sitting on stones smooth from the earth and thinking about what people think about people who think. Anticipation settles within to dive into this ocean's sound. Into the ocean sound. Children playing in the sand, rain clouds approaching. If it rains, it will make us sane. Okay. Sorry, I get lost. I see my teacher's notes here. I'm getting sort of comfortable even though I'm not paper thin. I think I will go for a swim. If it rains, it will. Still be safe, and the sound of the waves makes me a slave to the simplicity of captivity in its essence. Sunshine is covered like a blanket of clouds, moving in and out. This one is titled A Wake-Up Call. Trying to find time and place to make